Welcome back to Our Daily Victory. Today I want to address a question that I get pretty often, and it is about what you're supposed to do while you're driving. A lot of people have pain and other difficulties while they're driving, or they just have questions about whether they're doing the right thing for their spines and for their health while they're driving, because a lot of people have jobs where they spend a fair amount of time driving, and they have to take long trips to visit family at different times of the year. And this is definitely something that you want to address, because when you're in the car, there's the addition of quite a bit of vibration from the car. And when vibration is applied to your body's tissues, then it can either be very, very beneficial or very, very detrimental. And in the car, it tends to be detrimental because people are not doing the right things while they're sitting in their seats. So let's talk about a few things. First of all, the habit and tendency for a lot of people now is to sit and drive like this. Well, I'm going to just put my arm down. You'll notice that in doing that, my shoulders are tilted like this. Just think of what my spine looks like. Instead of being straight like this, it's bent and twisted because I have my arm like this. Now you sit that way for a couple of hours and you've done quite a bit of damage to your spine and stressed out your nervous system. We don't want that. So if you're going to drive, especially for a long period of time, both hands need to be up on the steering wheel. Both hands need to be on the steering wheel. Some people like to rest their hands down on the bottom of the steering wheel. It makes it a little bit more relaxed. For safety reasons, it's probably better to have your hands up on the steering wheel in a proper fashion. Both hands in the same position. This way I can keep my shoulders level. Okay. The other thing that I see is a really, really, really bad habit. You've got your foot out here on the accelerator, now applying pressure, and the other foot is way back here, or it's way up here, or crossed over like this, or hiked up on the door. I see all kinds of things like that. None of them are good. So you want to be applying the same amount of pressure and have the same position of this leg as you do with the leg that's pressed against the accelerator. So both feet need to be about the same distance away from your seat as each other. So you don't want to have one out here and one back here. Let's get this other one out here. A lot of cars even have a little place to rest your foot, and it's actually there for a reason. It's so that you can maintain a proper position of your spine, because if you got your foot hiked up like this, well, look what it's doing to my pelvis. It's all twisted. And again, same thing for your spine and your nervous system. That's not a good thing. And the ligaments and support structures of the spine and pelvis are super stressed out when you're in that position. So you don't want that. So let's have your legs the equal distance away from the seat. Let's have both hands on the steering wheel or in a position where they can be balanced. If you're going to have them like this, that's another way to do that too. Keep yourself balanced. That's the important thing. Now I'm going to turn my chair to the side because you definitely need to see what it looks like from the side. Okay, so if I turn it like this, most car seats are not designed by chiropractors. So they tend to force the spine into this position because they're curved like this to quote unquote support the spine, but what they actually do is damage it, because there's a normal curvature in your lower back and a normal curvature in your neck like this and like this, and those are destroyed when you're in this position. So there's two things that you can do. A lot of seats in cars and trucks now have a lumbar support, which is that protrusion in the lower part of the seat that pushes into your lower back. None of them are enough. I've seen all kinds of them in lots of different makes and models of cars, and none of them are good enough. So something really simple you can do is take a towel like this, put it behind your back to support the curve in your lower back. Very, very simple to do that. Doesn't take a lot of money or any kind of special equipment. That's something really, really simple to do. There's lots of other pillows and other support things that you can buy. If you feel like you want to have something a little more aesthetically pleasing than a towel, then you can certainly do that, but you want to have something to support your lower back. The next thing is, you got this headrest that's supposedly designed to protect your neck and prevent a whiplash injury, but the headrest usually protrudes forward like this, and your head is supposed to rest against it, but it pushes your head forward like this in most cars instead of being in a good position where it belongs, like this. So there's a couple things you can do. The one that I like the best is just take your headrest off, turn it around, and put it back in where it's facing the other way. Your head will still have something to rest against if you absolutely need it, but it will not push your head forward like this which actually causes more damage, especially during a collision, so you do not want that. So you can turn your headrest around, put something back behind your neck, like another towel to support the curve in your neck if you absolutely have to. Figure out what works best, but remember that you need to not be bent forward in half like this when you're driving in a car when the vibration is applied, especially on a long trip. So address those things. The other thing is that you don't want to have your legs hiked up like this. Okay, I've got a much sharper angle here, much more acute angle than I need. We actually need a much more shallow angle, more obtuse angle at the hips when we're driving for a long distance. So the way to address that usually is to elevate the car seat or move it back a little bit where your legs are more extended while you're driving, and that will solve that problem. We don't want to have our legs hiked up like this. That's going to really tax your hip flexors. It's going to make them tighten up, and especially with that vibration applied, that can lead to some really bad long-term problems, and we don't want any of those. Okay? So those are the things that you want to remember while you're driving, while you're in your car. There's tons of makes and models of cars, tons of different shapes of seats. Most of them aren't any good, so you're probably going to have to do something to address the bad ergonomics in your car. If you have any questions about that, you're welcome to contact us at Our Daily Victory. You can go to ourdailyvictory.com and you can hit the contact icon there, and you can get information from us on what the proper usage is in your car. You can also want to make sure you sign up for the newsletter while you're there to get the exclusive content that we only share with our newsletter subscribers. If you have any other further questions that you need a little more personal touch, you're always welcome to call us at 210-348-6377, and we'll be glad to answer any of your questions. If you like this video, go to ourdailyvictory.com, sign up for the newsletter, check out all of our other great resources, and we'll see you soon.